soon read like a stage direction. Setting: Boston. The law will be obeyed. Chests, tables, dishes, domestic habits fall into line. Beautiful mantels of decorated marble. Neo-Greek designs of fading blacks and palest greens. Worth the price of the whole house. The seller's flourish of opinion. And true, for once. But it is the whole house that occupies my thoughts. On the second floor, 2 parlors. Grand, yes. But 239 is certainly not without its pockets of deprivation, its corners of tackiness. Still, it is a setting. Here I am, with my hibiscus blooming in the bay window. The other parlor looks out on the alley, between Marlborough and Beacon. There an idiot man keeps a dog on a chain day and night. Bachelor garbage, decay, bewilderment pile up around the man. I have the idea he once had a family, but they have gone away. I imagine that if the children were to visit, he would say, "Come to see the dog on a chain. It is a present." In the interest of the dog, I call the police. The man glances up at my window in perturbation, wondering what he has done wrong. Darwin wrote someplace that the suffering of the lower animals throughout time was more than he could bear to think of. Dearest love, Elizabeth. The beginning of June was hot. I took a journey, and, of course, immediately everything was new. When you travel, your first discovery is that you do not exist. The phlox bloomed in its faded purples on the hillside, phallic pines. Foreigners under the arcades and the basket shops. A steamy haze blurred the lines of the hills. A dirty, exhausting sky. Already the summer seemed to be passing away. Soon the boats would be gathered in, ferries roped to the dock. Looking for the fossilized, for something, persons, and places thick and encrusted with final shape. Instead there are many, many minnows, wildly swimming, trembling, vigilant to escape the net. Kentucky. That is certainly part of it. My mother lived as a girl in so many North Carolina towns they are confused in my memory. Raleigh and Charlotte. She hardly knew her own parents. They died quickly as people did then, of whatever was in the air, pneumonia, diphtheria, tuberculosis. I never knew a person so indifferent to the past. It was as if she did not know who she was. She had brothers and sisters, and was raised by them, passing their names down to us. Her face, my mother's, is not clear to me. A boneless, soft prettiness, with small brown eyes, and the scarcest of eyebrows, darkened with a lead pencil. 1962. Dearest M., here I am back in New York, on 67th Street in a high, steep place, with long, dirty windows. In the late afternoon, in the gloom of the winter sky, I sometimes imagine it is Edinburgh in the 90s. I have never been to Edinburgh, but I like cities of reasonable size, provincial capitals. Still, it is definitely New York here, underfoot and overhead. The passage from Boston was not easy, not unlike a crossing of the ocean or of the country itself, all your things to be dragged over the mountains. I can say that the trestle table and the highboy were ill-prepared for the sudden exile, the change of government as it was in a way for me. Well-fumed oak stands in the corner, bottles and ice bucket on top. 5 of the Naval Academy